إذا أول شيء نسوي الديفيجن بمعنى x to the 3 plus x squared minus 12x plus 1 divided by هنا we have to do the division, the long division, or no need? The answer is yes. Why? Because when we look at the numerator, its degree is 3, and the denominator, its degree is 2. Then ننسى بعض الوقت anti derivatives. Okay? إذا عندنا x to the 3 x to the 3 plus x squared then I have x to the 3 x to the 3 plus x squared كم شباب مين يقول لي الإكسبريشن plus x squared minus 12x minus 12x plus 1 divided by what? X squared plus 6 minus 12 صح؟ minus 12. إذا كيف نسوي الديفيجن هنا؟ x تكعيب أعلى أس اللي هو x تكعيب divided by x squared. We obtain x. الحين we multiply x times x squared plus x minus x times x squared is x to the 3 plus x squared minus 12x minus 12x طبعا احاول اديكم مثال بسيط plus 1 لا without plus 1 x squared زي ما تلاحظوا once we divide by x we obtain just what is the r is equal 1 then this is s of x is x and this is in red this is r it's equal 1. Then we have x to the 3 plus x squared minus 12x x squared minus 12x plus 1 divided by what? By x squared q of x. Okay, what is q of x? Q of x is x squared plus x minus 12 is equal x plus 1 divided by q. لأنه r وجدته 1. Okay, 1 divided by q. But what is q? q is equal x squared plus x minus 12. Then I can look at as x plus 4 or x plus 4 times x minus 3 لأنه this is a quadratic expression. Q is equal x squared. This is q شباب x squared plus x minus 12 it's equal x to the 4 times x minus 3 في أس 2 ولا كله أس 1 x plus 4 times x minus 3 ما في أس to the power 2 then x we have to put it as is but here plus a divided by x plus 4 plus b divided by x minus 3. I hope it's clear. X plus 4 plus b divided by x minus 3. Any question? إذا بس لسه ما دخلنا في الأنتي ديريفاتيف بس we try to decompose your fraction or the fraction as a simple fraction. The first one is a divided by x minus 4 and here b divided by x x plus 4 and x minus. لحد الحين في سؤال؟ Then the next step is to evaluate. Okay. The next step is to evaluate A and B. What should I do? I have to reduce in the same denominator. That means, can I clean this? Okay. Then I need A and B. What I have 1. Once I have to multiply this one up and down by x minus 3, and this one up and down by x plus 4. Then I obtain the following. A times x minus 3 plus b times x plus 4 is equal 1. A times x minus 3 plus b times x plus 4 equals 1. لأنه here we have 1 divided by لأنه r equals 1. X plus 4 okay, equals 1. طبعا in the right side we have just 1. However, in the left side we have a polynomial with degree 1. That means that we have, more precisely, we have a plus b times x. We remove parentheses and we put like terms together. We have ax and bx. Then we have a plus bx. And here we have 4b minus 3a plus 4b minus 3a. 4b minus 3a. You need this expression equals 1. For any x, this expression equals 1, that minus 4b minus 3a. You need this identity, that means then a plus b equals 0, that means a plus b equals 0, and ما أعرف إذا واضح ولا أسرع ولا no need to do this, it's easy, or I don't understand what is the situation. A plus b equals 0, and the second one, 4b minus 3a equals 1. 4b minus 3a equals 1. Then a equals minus b بمعنى يمكن نعوض ال a بالماينس b minus a نعوضها بال b it becomes 7b لما نعوض ال a بالماينس b we obtain 7b equals 1 that means b equals 1 over 7 b equals 1 over 7 and a equal minus 1 over 7 لأنه هنا نعوض ال a بالماينس b شباب we obtain b equal 1 over 7 and a equals minus 1 over 7. I hope it's clear. Now we go back to the expression here. We put 1 over 7 instead of a, and we put, minus 1 over 7 instead of a, and 1 over 7 instead of b. Okay? طبعا خلصنا ليه؟ لأنه here I need just, once you have this, we can evaluate the request. That means, what you need بالنسبة للسؤال. السؤال هو It's not this. So we need to integrate between 0 and 2. Between 0 and 2. Then in order to integrate, okay, then we have this. Then, okay, x minus 1. And then, what should I do? Then I can see this one is equal, thanks to what I did. I can see it's equal integral between 0 and 2. 0 and 2 x. We obtained x maybe. The first step is x, the x. طبعا this is equal to x dx, I'm sorry, x dx. It was x. We said the plus 1 over 7. Which one بالموجب x minus 3 ولا x 1 over 7 antiderivative 1 over 7 integral between 0 and 1 between 0 and 2. It was x minus 3 شباب 1 over 7 x minus 3 ولا x plus 4. Which one بالموجب which one بالسالب. x minus 3 minus 1 antiderivative between 0 and 2. The x divided by x plus 4. This is all, but I have just to be sure where is plus and where is minus, because I said a equals 1 over 7 and b equals minus 1 over 7. Which one is plus, which one is minus? Okay, I have to move there. x minus 3 بالبلس x minus 3 بالبلس. Then x minus 3 بالبلس. في صوت حسويها على الورقة، أنا أشتغل عليها حتى أسويها ثاني وبعدين أبعث الصورة حتى نتبع مع بعض. إذا minus 1 over 7 ln 6 plus 1 over 7 ln 4, which is equal to plus ln 1 over 7 ln right now we talked about the linear when Q can be written as a product of linear polynomial بمعنى polynomial من الدرجة الأولى. The question, what is the situation when we have this is done? Okay, this is done maybe. I forgot. We did this. We evaluated A, B, and C, and it's okay. Okay. Then we are here. The last case, or the third case, is when Q of X is a little bit more complicated That means when we have when we do the factorization, we have a quadratic expression with which the discriminant negative. Okay, that means when we have ax squared plus bx plus c as a negative discriminant, and we have, for example, just to fix idea, we have some a numerator in the form capital AX plus. What should I do in order to evaluate the antiderivative of this expression? The answer is the following. That means it's when we have a fraction, for example, like that, when we have x divided by x minus 2, but here, be careful, we have x squared plus 1, when it's a polynomial, a quadratic polynomial, when its discriminant is negative, and here we have also the same thing. That means we have a quadratic polynomial with a negative discriminant, بمعنى المميز is negative here, then we cannot factorize more. This is the last step. Then, in this case, for x minus 2, we do the same thing. That means we are going to see it's equal capital A divided by x minus 2. It's to the power 1, then just one term, A divided by x minus 2. Once you have x squared plus 1, we put it as in the denominator. However, in the numerator, we put a polynomial with degree 1. بمعنى bx plus c. بمعنى here, instead of constant, here we put just a constant, but here we put polynomial with degree 1, that means bx plus c divided by x squared plus 1. For x squared plus 4, we do the same thing. That means polynomial with another polynomial with degree 1, call it dx plus e divided by x squared plus 4. Okay, then we can that means we can write the left-hand side like that. طبعا the first step is to evaluate A, B, C, and D, and E. We reduce in the same denominator, and we do hard work in order to obtain A, B, C, D, and E. But the question, what should I do in order to obtain the antiderivative of this one, of the second part, of the second term or the third term? The answer is the following. When we have 1 divided by x squared plus a squared, its antiderivative is the following. We have to add this in your table. The antiderivative of 1 divided by x squared plus a squared is equal 1 over a tan minus 1 or arctan x divided by a plus constant. Okay, the inverse function of tan plus constant. As example, here he requests, طبعا في البراكتس هناخذ أمثلة بسيطة. Here we need to evaluate this antiderivative. طبعا here we have to evaluate the division, the long division, because we have the same degree. يلزم degree related to the numerator is less than the degree of the denominator. Here we have the same situation. And the degree here is 2, up for up and down. Then we have equality. That's why we have to do the division. But we have to do, once we do the division, here both expression, the numerator and denominator have the same degree 1. Then once we do the division, we obtain it's equal 1 plus this one. This is r, and this is s of x. Then the antiderivative of the left side is equal to the antiderivative of the right side. The antiderivative of 1 is easy, as you know. It's x. What about this? For this, we have x minus 1 divided by 4x squared minus 4x plus 2. But be careful here, the discriminant is negative. Here, when we evaluate delta, delta is negative. That means we cannot factorize better. Delta is negative, but once we can write your polynomial for x squared minus 4x plus 3, like 2x minus 1 squared plus 2. 2x minus 1 squared plus 2. Okay. Why? Because this is the start of the complete square, perfect square, 4x squared minus 4x is equal to x. This is 2x squared. This is La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. This is 2x squared, and this is 2 times 2x. That's why it's the start of when we remove 3. We can look this as the start of the perfect square, which is 2x squared, okay, minus 2 times 1 times 2x. Then that's why this perfect square is 2x minus 1 squared. However, here we have to add 1 in order to obtain this. We have plus 3, then it becomes just plus 2. Then it's like that. We don't have any problem. This is a perfect square. Once we use this, we have this identity. Now I have to assume u equals 2x minus 1 because, as I said, I obtained the following. I obtained 2x minus 1 squared plus 2. Then I assume this is u. Okay, this is u. When this is u, we do the subdivision. That means the substitution. That means du equal 2 dx, and x equal half u plus 1 because you said u equal 2x minus 1. Then instead of x, we put half u plus 1. That's why our expression becomes like that. This is half u divided by u squared plus 2 minus 1 divided by u squared plus 2. Okay. But what should I do now? I need the antiderivative. I have to divide it in 2 parts. When we look here, u divided by u squared plus 2. U divided by u squared plus 2. What is the derivative of u squared plus 2? The derivative of u squared plus 2 is equal to u, obviously. Then this is the antiderivative of u squared divided by u divided by u squared plus 2 is equal half ln u. The antiderivative, you can write this ln u squared plus 2. لما نشتق ln u squared plus 2 ما يحتاج absolute value لأنه u squared plus 2 is positive. Once you evaluate the derivative of u squared plus 2, we obtain 2u divided by u squared plus 2. That's why this is true. Then we know the antiderivative of u divided by u squared plus 2, which is equal like that. Here we divide once again, but it was 1 over 4. It becomes 1 over 8 thanks to this half, because we have half. بالنسبة u squared plus 2, as I said in the formula written before, this is the antiderivative of, we have to use this formula. What is the formula? The formula is a little bit, I have to, okay, this is the formula 10. The antiderivative of dx divided by x squared plus a squared is like, okay, by the way, the antiderivative, we can add this one, the antiderivative of x, when we add x dx divided by, be careful, it's different, divided by x squared plus a squared. لما نزود x في الantiderivative, it becomes different, it becomes half, it's equal half ln x squared plus a, ln plus a squared, ln x squared plus a squared. انتبهوا لما نزود x تتغير الوضعية تماما، تصبح half ln x squared plus a squared. We can add this formula in your notes, plus constant, half ln x squared plus a squared plus constant. Then the antiderivative, when we add x here in the left side, it becomes half ln x squared plus a squared, plus constant plus an additive constant. This is not a problem. That's why we have this situation. And obviously we have to put, instead of u is equal 2x minus 1, then instead of u, we have to put 2x minus 1. Okay. في كل ما في u عوضناها 2x minus 1. Okay, exactly. This is what I said. Once you have CD plus u divided by u squared plus a squared, we have to divide it in two parts. This is a tan minus 1 and this is ln. Okay, the first one is ln and the second one is tan minus 1. Okay. طبعا here this is the last step when the situation is more complicated, when we have a lot of terms, when it's not ax squared plus bx plus c, but it's to the power r. When delta is negative here, we have to put it as is, then to the power 2, then to the power 3, until the power r. Okay, طبعا this is a little bit difficult, but once we choose an easy case like here are, what is the degree of the numerator? This is the last example maybe. What is the degree of the denominator? It's 3. And what about the degree of the denominator? It's 5. Then no need to do the division because 3 is less than 5. However, we can write the left-hand side here like a divided by x. Here it's we did the factorization. We have the expression after factorization because here we have x times x squared plus 1, which is a quadratic polynomial with with negative discriminant. Then x squared plus 1. We cannot factorize more. Then it's the last step. Then here we have a divided by x plus a polynomial with degree 1, that means bx plus c divided by x squared plus 1 plus another one divided by x squared plus 1 squared. Why? Because here, be careful, we have squared. إذا نتوقف في التربيع. No need to do more لأنه here we have to the power 2. هنا to the power 1 إذا نسوي واحدة بس. لما يكون الباور 1 نكتب just one form. لما يكون الباور 2 نكتب الباور 1 والباور 2. Be careful. لما يكون we have two different kinds. لما يكون like that, that means linear equation. We have constant divided by this linear equation. لما يكون quadratic expression, we have the quadratic expression in the denominator, but in the numerator we have to put ax plus b or b, a polynomial with degree 1. Once we have this, طبعا the question is the following: what should I do in order to obtain a, b, c, and d? The answer is reduce to the same denominator and write the equality. طبعا here we have to remove parentheses and to put like terms together. Then I need this one is equal minus 6 to the 3 plus 2x squared minus 6 plus x. Then we do we identify terms by terms. ما في term بالاكس تساوي 0 بالاكس تكعيب minus 1 بالاكس تربيع 2 بالاكس minus 1 بالconstant 1. إذا طبعا عندي 5 أعداد. I need 4 numbers. A equals 1. نرجع we obtain b لأنه once we have a equals 1, b equals minus 1. C already is equal negative 1. We need just D. We substitute here A and B and we obtain D. طبعا once we have D, we can evaluate E and we obtain R. طبعا now we go back to the expression and we substitute. That means instead of A, B, C, D, and E, we put the requested and we obtain the following. For the first antiderivative, we divide it in 3 parts or in 4 parts. This is 1 over x. This is x divided by x squared plus 2 squared. طبعا بالنسبة first one we know it's antiderivative. بالنسبة second also we know, as I said, it's x divided by x squared plus 2, then its antiderivative is a half ln x squared plus 1. This is tan minus 1, and this is new. طبعا شباب كثرة القوانين، بس البوزيتيف بوينت انه تقريبا خلص. اوكي. Then here x divided by x squared plus 2. We have to do the substitution. بمعنى let q equals x squared plus 2. Once we do this, we obtain easily it's equal like that. بمعنى here لما تكون تربيع أو تكعيب أو شيء، طبعا تكعيب صعب لأن كثير terms، بس خلينا في التربيع. When we have to the squared, we put u equals x, we substitute u equals x squared plus 1, and we can easily, okay. This is all for this part. The last thing is once you have we have nth root of g of x. لما يكون عندي في antiderivative nth root, I don't have a lot of ways. I have just to substitute. That means to assume u equals nth root of g of x in order to remove it. بمعنى, for example, like here, when we have the square root x plus 4 divided by x, I have to assume u equal root x plus 4. That means u squared equals x plus 1, or x equals u squared minus 4. طبعا I go back to my expression. I have dx equals 2u du, and I substitute. That means نعوض كل ما هو x بالu وكل ما هو dx بالdu. Okay, after some computation, it becomes like that. 2 the u squared divided by u squared minus 4. We do the division, the long division, and it becomes like that. طبعا it's easy, it's an easy fraction لأنه the antiderivative of 1 is u, and here u squared minus 4, we can look at as u minus 2 times u plus 2, and this is its antiderivative. بمعنى نرجع للفراكشن بطريقة عادية. وآخر خطوة you think أنه we use the fact u equal root x plus 4. Then with instead of u here, we put root x plus 4. This is all for this chapter 7. بالنسبة للأسايمنت حيكون على الشابتر 5, 6 and 7. نحاول نرجع. ما أعرف اللي فهمت أنه متابعتكم نقصت بعض الشيء. أتمنى أنه كلامي ما هو صح، بس anyway. إذا نرجع للسكشن هذه، إذا في الساعة الباقية محاضرتنا القادمة حنسوي توتوريال 7. حيكون بس إجابة على التوتوريال 7. أوكي، اللي عنده إذا كفى الوقت، إذا عنده أسئلة على أي شيء ثاني مرحبا. طبعا هذا بالنسبة للمحاضرات. x squared divided by x plus 4. I do it. Then x squared divided by x plus 4. طبعا هنا we can we have to do the long division. Why? Because the degree of the denominator is 2 and the degree of the numerator is 1. Then I have to do the division, the long division. Okay, let's do it. This is x squared. I have to write something like that. X plus 1. X squared divided by x is equal x. Now I have to multiply x by x plus 1, and we obtain x squared plus x x squared plus 6. أتمنى أن كلكم تتابعوا شباب. نقسم x تربيع على x نجد x. ليه سوينا القسمة؟ لأنه الديجري حق النوميريتور 2 والدينومينيتور 1. 2 أكبر من 1. Okay. Then once you do this, we obtain minus 6. Now I have to divide minus 6 by x plus 1. That means minus 6 by x, which becomes minus 1. Minus 1 times x is negative x. Minus 1 times 1 is negative 1. Once I do the subtraction, it becomes. Then, thanks to this, I can write the following. It's equal the antiderivative of x minus 1 dx. And this is s of x, capital S of x. What is r? R is equal 1 in this case, plus dx divided by x plus 1. طبعا الحين خلصنا لأنه I have an idea about the antiderivative of all terms dx divided by x plus 1. Then dx divided by x plus 1. It's not hard to do the antiderivative of all terms. Why? Because بالنسبة للجزء الأول polynomial إذا تيجي x تربيع divided by 2 minus x. والجزء الثاني طبعا شباب زي ما تلاحظوا في التوتوريال الأمثلة أبسط. طبعا لأنه ما حنكثر من الحسابات. plus ln absolute value of x. This is a plus constant plus an additive constant. Any times when we have an indefinite integral, we have to add this constant. شباب بالنسبة للتحضير كل طالب يكتب رقم تحضيره على الواتس من 1 إلى 40 بالنسبة للطلاب. كل طالب يكتب رقم تحضيره. بتعرفوا كيف رقم التحضير؟ بكل بساطة هو الرقم الموجود في الفايل اللي قسمنا به الاساينمنت كل الطلبة على الاساينمنت. ما أعرف إذا تذكروا ولا راح.
دكتور كيف نعرف؟ نسيت.
أنا موجود هو في الواتس على ما أعتقد.
ممكن دكتور ترسله مرة ثانية؟
موجود.
أو تحط علامة عليك يا